Hundreds of thousands of protesters took to the streets Saturday in a global day of rage inspired by the Occupy Wall Street encampment. Protests reportedly took place in 1,500 cities, including 100 cities in the United States. The day's largest protest took place in Italy, where over 200,000 people took to the streets of Rome. While the protests were peaceful around the globe, in Rome, some people set cars ablaze and broke the window of banks and shops, sparking the country's worst riots in a decade. News reports said some of the 12 arrested for the riots were believed to belong to right-wing soccer fan groups, while others were linked to anarchist groups. In Britain, thousands of protesters marched on the London Stock Exchange.
The issue is global, so for the first time we have a truly global movement that is bringing together people from different countries, focusing on one aim, to change the financial system and how it interacts with governments, because we feel that we're not fairly represented through the democratic system as it is now, which seems to benefit a handful of banks as opposed to the 99% of the public.
Here in the United States, police arrested hundreds of people over the weekend at demonstrations and occupations inspired by the Occupy Wall Street movement, which began a month ago today in New York's financial district. In Illinois, police arrested about 175 Occupy Chicago protesters after they refused to leave Grant Park, the site of President Obama's election night victory rally. In Arizona, nearly 100 people were arrested in Occupy protests in Phoenix and Tucson. 19 members of Occupy Raleigh in North Carolina were charged with trespassing for refusing to leave the state capitol grounds. 24 protesters were arrested at Occupy Denver. In Washington, D.C., Princeton University professor Cornel West was among 19 people arrested on the steps of the Supreme Court during a protest against money in politics. And in New York, at least 92 people were arrested Saturday during a day of action that saw tens of thousands march to Times Square. Earlier in the day, about 24 people were arrested at a Citibank in Manhattan while they attempted to move their money out of the bank. The protesters were reportedly locked into the bank and then detained. Bank officials accused the protesters of being disruptive. Video shot outside the bank shows an undercover police officer dragging one woman into the bank and then arresting her.
You were inside. You were inside with everybody else.
I'm a customer.
You were inside. Yes, but you were inside.
I'm a
customer. No.
What are you doing?
What the hell?
What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't be dominated right now. He's not doing anything. He's not doing anything wrong. Oh my God.
What are you doing?
This is wrong. This is wrong. It's wrong.
We got sold out! Banks got bailed out! We got sold out!
I'm closing my account because banks answer to their shareholders for profit only. They're managing our economy and our money in a way that benefits only the few and the top 1%, which we see by the great income inequality across this nation, greater than since the time of the Great Depression. It's time for change, and that's what we're here for.
We got sold out! Banks got sold out! We got sold out!
That's what they'll do, and that's what they're doing today. And that's why we're here, because we're all the 99%, and we've had enough.
Banks got bailed out. We got sold out. We got sold out.
nation.
Power to people, not corporations!
I'm tired of the CEOs of large corporations like Chase, JP Morgan, Chase, reaping the benefits and passing the buck on to us, charging us fees for using a different ATM on top of numerous other things.
Hey! Ho, ho! Corporate greed has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Corporate greed has got to go!
And so you have the money and you think you should be taxed?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I mean, I've lived in a country where the folks that had money didn't pay their fair share, and it's not a place you want to live.
Let your customers in! Let your customers in! Shame! Shame! Oh! Shame! 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 Shame!
No, don't go in there.
I made a withdrawal!
We're tracking all this. We're tracking this so we can document.
We are voting no confidence. Yes, sir.
First step in the end of corporate brainwash. We don't need their profit motive. We can do it on our own as a community.
How many from Bank of America?
86,000.
How many from Chase?
75,000.
$1 million in 2 months.
We used to drive a Cadillac, now we packing on our bike.
Sound off. We used to drive a Cadillac. Now we packing on our back. Sound off.
1, 2,
Sound off.
3, 4.
This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
We are what democracy looks like.
We are what democracy looks like.
Ain't no power like the power of the people, 'cause the power of the people.
The people won't stop. Stand for what you believe, I guess. Gotta start somewhere. Why not take it to the street?
This is what democracy looks like.
Occupy this street.
This is our street.
Occupy this street.
This is our street.
This is our street.
We are what democracy looks like.
We are what democracy looks like!
We are what democracy looks like.
Occupy this street.
Occupy our street.
Occupy our streets. Don't you take my kindness for weakness. Don't you take my kindness for weakness. Woo!
First, they ignore you. Then they laugh at you. Then they fight you. Then you win.
I heard him say the revolution won't be televised. Al Jazeera proved him wrong. Twitter has him paralyzed.